the world is facing a number of serious challenges, from migration and youth safety to international tensions, media trust, and how governments use their power. People everywhere are asking what kind of future is being built. Border and youth protection. At the southern border of the United States, large numbers of people continue to arrive, including many young people traveling without parents or legal guardians. This situation has raised concerns about how well systems are working to keep these youths safe, and whether there is enough oversight when they are placed with adults in the country. Advocates are calling for better screening of caregivers, clearer procedures, and stronger follow-up to make sure that children and teenagers are not placed in risky or unstable situations. The focus of these calls is on protection, transparency, and responsibility at every stage of the process. International tensions and war concerns. Around the world, there is ongoing debate about how far countries should go in supporting military action, especially in the conflict involving Russia and Ukraine. Some leaders argue for more support and a tougher stance, while others warn that constant escalation could lead to a wider and more dangerous confrontation. News coverage and public discussion often frame the situation in different ways, which can shape how people understand the risks and possible solutions. Many voices are urging more diplomacy, careful decision-making, and open debate instead of rushing toward more conflict. Information, censorship, and trust. In recent years, questions about information control, content moderation, and online censorship have become central to public life. Major social media and tech companies have described situations where they felt pressure from governments or other powerful actors about what can and cannot be shared on their platforms. Some people see this as a necessary effort to reduce harmful or false content, while others worry that important stories might be limited or removed. This tension has made many citizens more cautious, and discussions about transparency, free expression, and responsible communication have become more urgent. Journalism, safety, and security. High-profile legal cases involving publishers and whistleblowers continue to spark debate about the balance between national security and the public's right to know. Supporters of strong press freedom argue that journalism must be able to investigate powerful institutions, while critics warn about potential harm when sensitive information is released. At the same time, experts regularly review how public officials and large events are protected. They look at security zones, crowd management, and the potential reach of modern weapons, and they recommend adjustments to reduce risk without creating unnecessary fear. Economic pressure and policy choices. Many countries are experiencing economic strain linked to global tensions, sanctions, and shifts in trade and energy markets. Factory slowdowns, higher costs, and uncertainty make it harder for families and businesses to plan for the future. These pressures fuel debates about how to respond to other nations, whether to focus on punishment and pressure or to prioritize negotiation and long-term stability. People are increasingly asking how foreign policy decisions connect to jobs, prices, and quality of life at home, military service, and public debate. In some countries, political and military leaders have encouraged citizens to think about national service and readiness. Supporters say that being prepared is an important part of national security and deterrence. Others question whether these messages are necessary or whether they might create anxiety and normalize the idea that major conflict is inevitable. In democratic societies, these questions often become part of a larger conversation about what kind of future people want for the next generation. Family support and demographic policy. Different governments are experimenting with ways to support families and address declining birth rates. Some have introduced financial incentives, housing support, or childcare benefits for households with several children. These policies are often compared across regions as societies try to balance economic realities with the goal of creating stable environments for families. The choices made today can shape population trends, workforce size, and social stability for decades to come. War powers and constitutional limits. In the United States, there is an ongoing discussion about who should decide when the country uses military force. Members of Congress from both major parties have raised concerns that, over time, more power has shifted to the executive branch. Efforts to reaffirm legislative authority over military action are meant to ensure that any major use of force is debated openly and approved by elected representatives. Supporters say this helps prevent sudden or poorly explained interventions and keeps the public more informed and involved in such serious decisions.